Hello guys, welcome to Coding. In this video, we are going to see the Leetcode problem number 2451 odd string difference. So let's get on the question. So the problem statement is you are given an array of equal length strings words. Assume that the length of each word is n. So each string word of I can be converted into different integer array. So each word in the words can be converted into a different integer array of length n minus 1 where each entries of difference array has differences of each consecutive characters. So note that differences between two letters is the positions in the alphabet. So position of A is 0, B is 1 and that is 25. So for example, consider the word ACB. The difference integer array has size 2 and they are nothing but C minus A. First entry is this. So that is C minus A which is 2 minus 0 which is 2 and again second entry is B minus C which is 1 minus 2 which is minus 1. So all the strings in the words have same difference integer array except one. So we need to find that string. So finally we need to return the string in the words that has difference integer array. So this is all about our problem. So let's turn on to problem definition. So firstly we'll define the problem. So we'll be given a word array as input, words array which has string of equal length. So what should be the output? So output should be the string which has string or we'll say word which has has different difference array. So we'll define what is difference array. Difference array is nothing but array difference array of a word is nothing but array constructor from word by finding the difference of each consecutive characters. Difference of consecutive characters. So consider the word ABC. So these have indices 0, 1, 2 respectively. So we need to find the difference array. So difference array is nothing but the difference between consecutive characters. So the we'll start with the first index. Since A does not have previous character, we'll start with B. So B minus A is nothing but the value of A is 0, B is 1 and C is 2. So 1 minus 0, B minus A is 1 minus 0 which is 1 and C minus B, we move on to next index. So C minus B is 2 minus 1 so which is 1. So this is the difference array of the ABC, string ABC. So we need to find the difference array of each character, each word. So there will be only exactly one word, exactly one word which has difference array. So we need to return that word. So what are the characters present in the given word? So given word will consist of lowercase characters, and there is an edge case to be noted here. So what happens if the length of words is 1? So in that case we will just return the only word that is present. So yeah, that's all about this problem definition. So let's move on to the approach. So approach for this problem is nothing but it is straightforward. So initially we'll build up the difference array and we'll find the string which are different difference array other than the others. So first step is to build the difference array for each word. So we'll create this by using a 2D array, 2D matrix, and next step is find the index of the index of word which has different difference array, and finally we need to return that word. Return the word. So yeah, these are the three steps we are going to follow now. So what about the first step? So how are you going to build the difference array? So let's consider the given words. Copy them. These are the words. So initially we'll create a 2D matrix of size number of words. So rows will be number of words 0, 1, 2. So words as the length 3, so 0, 1, 2. And column is nothing but number of the length of the word minus 1. So 2. So here the length of each word is 3. So we subtract by 1. So we get 0, 1 indexes. So we need to store the so each indexes of the 2D matrix represent each word. So we'll find the difference values of 0th index, so ADC. So before that we'll find the positions of each character. So A has 0, B has values 1, C has values 2, D has 3, etc. Z has 25, Y has 24, X has 23, and W has 22. So how are you going to utilize this? So yeah, for first word ADC, we subtract D from A. So D minus A is 3 minus 0, which is 3. So next we will start with second index, which is C. C minus D. So we will subtract C minus D. So C minus D is minus 1. Now we will move on to next word, which is first index. This is the first index, and we will index the each characters. So each time we will start with the first index. So Z minus Y. So Z minus W. Sorry. Z minus W is nothing but 25 minus 22, which is 3. And Y minus Z, which is 25 minus 24 minus Z, which will give us minus 1. So we'll move on to third word, which is the second index. So A, B, C, we'll index them. So A, B, C, 0, 1 and 2. So each time we'll start with, while constructing the difference array, we'll start with the first index. So first index minus 0 index. So just B minus A. B minus A is nothing but B1 is 1. And C minus B. So second index. C minus B is 1. So again we have 1. And finally we can clearly see that second index has difference array which is different from the other words. So we'll return the word at second index, which is ABC. So this is all about the problem. So each time we'll check the words. Check the difference array. So this is all about it. So let's get on to coding session. So yeah, we have finally found the first step. So how are we going to find the second step? So for second step, we'll take the count of first and second row. So wait a second. So first row has 3n minus 1. So we'll find the count of it. So initially we'll have 1. And for second row, you can clearly see that we have the count as 2. So when we have first two rows as equal, we can say that all the rows should have the same value, and the row which has different value like this will be done, will be the index which we are going to return. Or else when we have the given matrix like wait a second. So 3 minus 1 3 let's say 1 1 3 minus 1. So in this case you can clearly see that the first two indices are not same. So in this case we need to check for the other word. So in the second index we'll check whether it's equal to first index or the zeroth index. So here we can clearly see that this is equal to zeroth index. So we'll find the difference in here itself. So we'll return the index 1. So this is the step we are going to use, and this is all about the second step. And finally we return the string at the found out index. So let's dive on to coding section. So initially we'll have a first step 1 is to build the difference array. So int of difference, new int of, store the m as words dot length, number of words. M will be number of words and n will be length of each word. So words of 0 dot length. So we'll have difference array of m into n, size m into n. So for each word we are going to store the difference array, right? So less than m and I plus plus. So each time, and the n is reduced to size 1. This is because the first character will not have any previous character, so we don't start from 0th index, we'll be starting from first index. So for each word we'll start with first index, right? So we need only size 2. So in the example you have length of the word as 3, but we have only 2 columns, so that is why we are reducing by 1. So for each time, so differences of I and, so yeah, after iterating over each word, that is the first for loop, we need to iterate over each character. So int I equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. So for this, differences of I minus 1. So why we are reducing minus 1? This is because uh, when we have index, so we have the word as a d c, we start with fourth index, right? So when we have first index, that is d minus a value should be stored in zeroth index. So we are subtracting it by 1. So we'll get the 1 minus 1 will result as in the 0. So we are subtracting for each value. So consider 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we'll store c minus d in the first column, first index column. So let's use this. So difference of I minus 1 is nothing but words of I, which is current word, dot character at I minus previous character, which is words of I dot character at I minus 1. So when you simplify this, it's nothing but current word is words of I and current character is current dot character at I. The previous character is nothing but current word dot character at I minus 1. So we'll just subtract current character minus previous character. So yeah, we'll store this, and the first step is over now, and the second step, step 2 is finding different index which has different array not same. So for each, so firstly, the first thing we have told is to check whether the first two rows are equal or not. So if we'll have a helper function, first two are is equal. So we'll have this as rows first rows equal, and we'll pass the two dimensional array and also the count of rows to be checked. And if two rows are equal, we'll check the index of other words. So I will start with 2 and less than. I will check till end of the words, and we'll check with each column, right? So j is equal to 0, j less than. So check the columns j less than n j plus plus. So this is n minus 1 since there is only n minus 1 in cells. So if the first row, so we have a helper function like check. So we have this complete helper function. If not equal row of current row, which is differences of I and differences of 0. So if current row and first row is not equal, we'll return the current word, so words of I, or else we'll continue. So what happens if the first two rows are not equal? So as I have mentioned, yeah, this is the happy case. And what happens in this case? So in this case, we'll check whether the second row is equal to first row or second row. So yeah, zeroth words array or first index. So yeah, we'll count this as 1, 2, 3. So we'll check whether the third row is equal to first row or the second row. So the different row is returned as answer. So we'll firstly check the third row with the first row. So if equal row of second, which is the third row, and the first row, which is zeroth index, if both are equal, we'll return the remaining word is the first index. So we'll return words of 1, or else we'll return words of 0. So yeah, we'll write the helper function boolean first row equal. We'll have the matrix and count, row count. So for each row, we are going to check with the first row value. So for each column, j less than matrix of 0 dot length j plus plus. If matrix of, so we'll go for each row, I less than count I plus plus. So we'll start with first row. So we'll check the each columns. So if matrix of I and j not equal to matrix of 0 and j, so in this case two rows are said to be not equal, and in this case we return false. Finally we'll return true. So there is another function equal row. So boolean equal row. In this we'll get two rows which are row 1 and row 2. So we'll check with each column. So column, we'll say column as the n variable. So row 1 dot length. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. If row 1 of I is not equal to row 2 of I, return false, else return true. So first row equal. So we'll have this as equal rows, equal row of first two rows, right? So we'll pass differences of 0 and count differences of 1. So we'll pass the first two rows. We don't need this function. So yeah, what we have done is we have built the difference matrix. So we have created the difference matrix. We are iterating over each word, the outer for loop, and the inner for loop we are calculating the differences of each characters, starting on first index. So we are starting at first index, and next what we are doing is we are finding the different index. So initially we'll check whether the first two rows are equal or not. If the two rows are equal, we'll check with the other rows. So if a row is said to be different from the first row, we'll return the word at ith index, or else what we'll do is we'll continue in that, and if first two rows are not equal, we'll go into the else part and we'll check whether the second row and the first row are equal. So if the second row and third row and first row are equal, we'll return the first row. So this consists nothing but second and third and first row are equal. So in that case, we'll return the second row, or else this is the case where third row and first row not equal. So in that case, we'll return the first row. So we'll check this off. So what is the problem here? So what's 0 dot length? So is a string. We have only a function, so it does not have any attribute called length. And ninth line has an error. So we have j. I is previously defined for rows, so we need to declare as other variable. So let's check this out. So differences of I current word dot yeah, let's check. So 20, there is an error in the 27th line. So if equal row of differences, let's set this up. Yeah, what we need to return. So actually this condition will not, this statement will not be executed since there will be sure there will be a return statement whether in these three. So let's set this up. Let's submit it up. Yeah, it's working fine, and the time complexity of the approach is nothing but we are iterating over each word, so it's nothing but log word start length into length of word, each word, nothing but number of words, word count. So space complexity is same as the time complexity, which is a 2D array. So the approach for this problem is matrix. So that's all about this video, guys. Thanks for watching this. Have a great day.